So imagine you're trying to introduce a totally revolutionary idea, but you're in a world that's just built on skepticism. Every single word you say gets immediately challenged. Well, that's pretty much the world we're stepping into today, as we explore a chapter of the Quran called Al-Furqan. It was revealed in Mecca, right in the middle of some really intense intellectual and spiritual battle.
Now, the name of this chapter, Al-Furqan, is the key to the whole thing. It literally means the criterion. Like the ultimate standard or yardstick you'd use to separate what's true from what's false. So that one word perfectly sets the stage for a chapter that's all about drawing a clear line in the sand in a world full of doubt. And you've got to remember, this wasn't happening in some peaceful, quiet library. We're talking about Mecca, where this new message of Islam was facing some seriously powerful opposition. This revelation wasn't just being shared, it was being fought over, picked apart, and let's be honest, flat out rejected by a lot of people. This whole atmosphere of doubt is the crucial backdrop for everything that's about to unfold.
Okay, so the surah just dives right in. It doesn't waste any time establishing exactly where it's coming from and who it's for.
And wow, the opening line, it's a really powerful declaration. It states right away that this criterion comes from the highest, most blessed divine source, and it was sent to a specific servant, but with a universal mission, to be a warner to all mankind. So this isn't a message for just one tribe or one time period. It's meant for everybody, everywhere.
And to really hammer home this claim of a divine origin, the text immediately lays out the nature of this God. He has absolute sovereignty. He owns everything in the heavens and the earth. He has no partners, no kids. He's the one who created everything and, get this, meticulously planned out the destiny for every single thing. This establishes a foundation of pure, undiluted monotheism right from the start.
But as you can probably guess, this message didn't exactly get a warm welcome. The disbelievers in Mecca came back with a whole list of specific, challenging objections, and the surah takes on every single one of them, head on.
So, this brings us right to the heart of the conflict. On one side, you have the claim, a message from the creator of the entire universe, and on the other side, the accusation that it's just a really clever forgery, a human invention.
Okay, so here's their first major accusation. They're claiming the Prophet Muhammad just made it all up. And not only that, they say he didn't even do it alone, he had help. This is a direct shot at the authenticity of the message, basically calling it a collaborative fraud.
Then, they switch tactics and go after the messenger himself. Their logic is kind of like, wait a minute, how can a guy sent from God be so, well, normal? He eats food, he walks around in the markets, he lives a totally human life. In their minds, a messenger from God should be something more, something almost supernatural.
So this led them to demand some pretty flashy signs of power. They wanted an angel to come down and vouch for him. Or why not just send him a treasure so he wouldn't have to work? Or maybe a magical garden that produced endless food. And since they didn't see any of that, their only other explanation was that he must be bewitched or completely delusional.
And their final big complaint was about the delivery method itself. A divine book, they argued, should show up complete, all in one piece. The fact that the Quran was being revealed bit by bit over many years just seemed suspicious to them, like it was being made up as things went along.
So, you've got this storm of criticism swirling around. How does the surah handle it? Does it just ignore them? Absolutely not. Instead, it confronts every single doubt one by one and builds this powerful counter-argument.
The answer to that first claim, the one about it being a forgery, it's actually pretty simple, but also really profound. The prophet is told to just say, this was sent down by the one who knows every single secret of the heavens and the earth. The implication is that the proof is right there, in the message itself, a level of knowledge no human could ever possess.
And what about it being revealed in pieces? Well, the text gives a really clear, practical reason for it. It was sent down gradually to strengthen the prophet's heart and to let the teachings really sink in, to be impressed deeply on the minds of the followers over time. It was basically a method designed for deep learning and retention, not a one-time data dump.
But then, after taking apart all these arguments, the surah reveals what it sees as the real issue here. It suggests that all these objections are just a smokescreen. The core problem, the thing they really can't accept, is their denial of the hour, the day of judgment, a time of ultimate accountability that would completely turn their entire way of life upside down.
So after deconstructing all these doubts and calling out the real motivation behind them, the surah then presents its own criterion back to the audience. It completely shifts the focus of the whole debate.
And here it is, the ultimate test. It says, just look at the two groups of people this whole conflict has created. On one side, you've got the believers, who are being shaped into a community of noble character. And on the other side, you have those who cling to ignorance and are doing everything they can to defeat the truth. So the criterion isn't some abstract idea. It's a tangible result you can see in people's character.
So with that, the surah basically puts a crystal clear choice in front of everyone. It's not just a matter of what you believe, but a choice of what kind of person you want to become, what path you want to walk. The evidence has been presented, and now a decision has to be made.
And this leaves us with a really powerful question that the commentary puts forward. It basically flips the tables and says, look, the criterion has been laid out. The evidence is right there in the character of the people who follow each path. So now, the choice is yours. You judge for yourself. Which one would you like to choose? And that's a thought that echoes way, way beyond that specific time and place.